Hey friends, welcome back to Remix Moments with Martine, where we remix your mindset one moment at a time. And in today's moment, we are going to be talking about something that every mompreneur has experienced at some point: checking out. And maybe you're feeling disconnected from your work. Maybe you're procrastinating on things that used to excite you, or you're just kind of like coasting through your days without real engagement, real connection. And here's the thing: checking out isn't laziness. It's often a sign of burnout, overwhelm, or misalignment. But what if instead of checking out, you started checking in? So today we're going to be diving into how to recognize when you're on autopilot, why it happens, and how to shift back into an intentional and energized state without adding more to your already full plate. Hey, that rhymes. Didn't plan for that. Okay, let's dive in. Welcome to Remix Moments with Martine, where we will remix your mindset one moment at a time. I'm your host, Martine Williams, and I'm here to bring you a quick burst of inspiration, insight, and a fresh spin on your mompreneur journey. In just a few minutes, we'll remix your mindset, energize your day, and keep you moving forward with purpose. Let's dive in to today's moment. So, the reality check. Let's be honest. Have you ever found yourself, and it's March, so welcome to March. Maybe you're scrolling mindlessly instead of doing what you need to do. You're kind of lost some of that love and feeling for the goals that you set on January 1st. Maybe you're avoiding decisions in your business because they feel too overwhelming. Maybe you're feeling stuck, unmotivated, or disconnected from your goals. And listen, I've been there. I remember a time when I've shared this on the podcast before, where I was sitting on the couch. I was preparing a training for my team, something that I really, really loved doing. And I remember just not wanting to engage in that training, and like the things that used to bring me joy in my business, training and leading and coaching and speaking in front of others, like all of those things used to bring me so much joy, and they just weren't anymore. And I was just kind of wanting to check out. And it wasn't just in my business. I also found myself that the people I enjoyed being around, like I was kind of checking out of engaging with them. And what I didn't realize at the time was that I wasn't lazy. And I knew that about myself. Like, I'm not a lazy person. I'm a very ambitious, driven, self-motivated person. So I wasn't unmotivated. I was burned out. And burnout makes you detach from your goals, from your excitement, and from the things that you once loved. It is one of the signs of burnout. Most of you probably think of burnout as a physical exhaustion, but it also shows up in this way too, where you're just checking out. Like, you've lost the love and feeling for things, for people, for the things that you really used to light you up, no longer are doing that. So why do we check out? And this is the burnout connection. Most of the time, it's not because we don't care. It's because we're emotionally exhausted and don't have the energy to engage. So a lot of times that comes from decision fatigue. You've been trying to make decisions about what you're going to cook for dinner, who needs to pick up the child from school, what activity they're going to sign up for. Oh yeah, I need to make that sales call. Oh yeah, I got to make that post. Like, it's just all of these decisions can cause some emotional exhaustion because you have decision fatigue. Maybe we check out because we're just overwhelmed. There's so many choices, so many things that we could do in our business, so many things that we could do, and we just don't know where to start. So we just avoid. Maybe it comes from we check out when we're stuck in perfectionism and we have a fear of messing up. So we just procrastinate. I'm just going to put that off. I'm going to put that off because I want to avoid failure. I want to avoid the messiness. Or maybe we've just said yes to too much. And now we feel resentful, depleted, or uninspired. So I don't know if you resonate with any of those reasons why you might check out. Some of those are definitely ones that I have experienced. And the goal is to ask yourself, I want you to pause and I want you to ask yourself, am I truly resting or am I escaping? When you find yourself checking out, are you truly resting or are you escaping? Or is this a recharge or is this avoidance? That last one's big for me. I'm pretty good at resting, but I'm also really great at avoiding. So ask yourself and be honest, because checking out and true rest are not the same thing. One numbs you, the other refuels you. So if you're checking out, like I see this quite a bit when I'm working with my clients, and I've experienced it where you could spend the whole day, vegging out on the couch on Netflix, and the next day you don't feel any better because it wasn't true resting. You were just trying to numb. You were trying to avoid. You were checking out. So true rest refuels you. The other one, checking out, it's just numbing. So when we check in instead of checking out, number one, we recognize what's really draining us. Number two, we reconnect with our energy, our values, and our purposes, or our purpose. And then lastly, we make intentional choices instead of operating on autopilot. Hey friend, let's talk. It's time to book your clarity call. We are going to spend 1 full hour focused on you. A clarity call isn't about pressure. It's about possibilities. It's about you. You having a space to talk through what's on your heart and mind, you walking away with a clear vision and practical next steps, and you feeling confident in what's next and how to get there. You don't need to have it all figured out. That's my job. All you need to do is show up and we'll figure it out together. This is the best hour you can invest in yourself right now. Not in 6 months from now, not next month, right now. And don't just take my word for it. Here's what one of my coaching clients had to say after working together.
Working with Martine has been such a blessing to not only my business, but to my personal life as well. I went from lacking confidence to being able to stand tall and proud of my work and life.
That transformation, it starts with one conversation. It's time to stop spinning your wheels and start making real progress. So head right now to martinewilliams.com or in the show notes and grab your private clarity call spot on my calendar before they're gone. And since I personally monitor my inbox, if you don't see a time slot that fits your calendar, just send me an email at martine@martinewilliams.com with free times that do work, and I will make it work for you. All right, friend, let's get back to the show. So checking in doesn't have to be complicated. So I want you to hear that. And here's how you can start. Just these simple, like a 3-minute check-in. I want you to ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? So when you feel the urge or the tendency to check out, I want you to resist the checking out and I want you to check in. How am I feeling right now? What's draining me? What is it about this thing that's draining me? And what's giving me energy? So really identifying what are the things that give me energy? What are the things that are zapping my energy or draining your energy? And then the second one is to pause and breathe. Like give yourself 30 seconds to just be, to just sit with whatever you're feeling without pressure, without judgment, without shame. Just pause and breathe and give yourself 30 seconds to just be. Once you've done those two things, then the last one is just decide one small step. What's one tiny thing you can do to re-engage? It could be stepping outside for some fresh air. It could be going to get a glass of water, drinking some water. It could be sending a message that you've been avoiding. And if you just did the thing that you've spent 30 minutes, an hour, 2 weeks thinking about doing, you would find that relief. Or simply acknowledging that you need a break. You need that rest. So decide what that one small step is. Because checking in isn't just about self-care. It's also about how you also show up in business. So I want you to think about and ask yourself, am I working from alignment or am I forcing things that don't fit. I want you to think about your business right now. So we just did a 3-minute check-in on you. I want you to think about your business right now too. And your life, but am I working from alignment or am I forcing things that don't fit, forcing things into my schedule, forcing things into my calendar, saying yes to things that I really need to say no to? Am I excited about my business or am I just going through the motions? Do your goals excite you? Do your goals stretch you? Does the vision you have for your business align with where you want to go and the life that you're trying to create? Or is it just the picture someone put in front of you and you think you should have a business like that? We've talked about that before in the podcast. And then thirdly, where do I feel energized? What are the things in your business that give you energy? And where are the things that you feel drained? And right now, listen, you might be a solopreneur and you don't have the luxury, or you're not in that season of your business where you can delegate the things out that are not really in alignment with your strengths. We all have those seasons where we're doing all the things as the entrepreneur, as the business owner. But I do want you to be even now identifying where are the things that really energize me. So for me, the things that really energize me are coaching. I actually enjoy being on social media when I'm able to just be me on social media and I'm not trying to stick to some strict plan or strategy. Strategy is what drains me. In full transparency, I know I need it. I know I need to have the plan and I will work the plan. But what drains me are the days where I'm the CEO and I'm having to think about where I'm going, how I'm going to get there, all of this, the strategy. So I just like to be in the work. So knowing that when I'm looking to hire for help, I know where to outsource. I don't want to outsource the things that energize me just for the sake of doing it to get more time on my calendar. Like I want to outsource all the things that are draining to me as much as possible. So one thing I started doing when I realized I was checked out in certain areas of my business, again, was re-engaging with my why, really thinking about, okay, what are those things that really, that just light me up, make me feel excited to jump to my desk to do? How can I do more of those things? And really prioritizing those things over everything else until I feel like I'm back kind of re-engaged. I say no to a lot of things when I find myself in that season. Like I'm just slowly like turning things off and turning things away because I only have a select amount of energy when I'm in that state for the most important things. And then another thing for me is when I'm checking out is I check in with my people. So my support, my friends, my peers, and, you don't have to go it alone. There are people around you who could help you in that season. So it's identifying that, oh, here it comes. I'm checking out again. No, instead of checking out, I'm going to check in. I'm going to check in with myself first. I'm going to check in with my business where some things out of alignment maybe. And then I'm going to check in with my people to help me to re-engage. So here's your challenge. I like to leave you with a little bit of challenge. So here's your challenge for this week. I want you to take one moment each day to check in. Like if this becomes a daily discipline for you, then you're probably going to catch it sooner, the burnout. You're going to catch the overwhelm sooner. You're going to catch these things that can put you into that checking out season a lot quicker. So it's kind of preventative, right? So take one moment each day to check in. Maybe it's first thing in the morning. Maybe it's before bed. Just take 3 minutes and ask, how am I really feeling? Like really, and be honest with yourself. How am I doing? Really? What do I need today? Or what do I need tomorrow if you're doing it at night? But really checking in with yourself. And as an ambitious, high achieving entrepreneur and mompreneur, I know the tendency is to just push through. But you continuing to push through is going to create a checking out. So let's do some preventative work. If we prepare well, we don't have to repair later. So I'd rather you be preparing and doing this checking in with yourself versus doing the repair work after you've checked out. So if you realize that you have been checked out, give yourself some grace. If you're in a checkout season right now, this episode is not to shame or to judge or to make you feel bad for that. I want you to give yourself grace. We all have had them. It's not about forcing motivation either. I'm just going to like pull myself up in my big girl panties and deal with it. It's about reconnecting with yourself so that you can take the next step forward. And maybe it's a reconnection to your faith. Maybe it's a reconnection to your why. Maybe it's a reconnecting to your devotion time that maybe just has been put on the back burner for whatever reason. Like reconnecting to the source of your strength, your joy, your excitement, checking into that, like plugging into that is what we want to do versus just checking out and numbing out and avoiding. When you check in, then you know where you're at and whether there are some things that need to be dealt with, then you can deal with them versus checking out and avoiding those things, hard conversations, habits that need to change. You can kind of fill in the blank there, but when you feel the urge to check out, check in. That's your challenge. What's one moment each day you can do to check in? And if this episode resonated with you, I'd love for you to come and share it with me on Instagram. You can send me a message at Martine31Williams. Also, if you're sharing these episodes, I love it when you share it. I love it when you tag me so I can like cheer you on. And I just appreciate you sharing the encouragement. There's someone in your phone, in your contacts, there's someone that you follow or you're connected with on social media. There is someone who needs to hear this episode. Her name is on your mind right now. Don't wait. Send her this episode right now as a way of encouraging her to check in. And if you're feeling burned out and you need more support, let's connect on a clarity call. This is what I do. This is the work that I do every single week with my clients, and they are getting amazing results and they are coming alive. You know, I'm not about new year, new you. It's you are there. The person that God created is there. We just need her to come alive. She's been buried by circumstances. She's been buried by her own negative thoughts and negative self-talk. And it's really hard to dig yourself out alone when you're in that spot. Or maybe you're just like, I know I'm meant for more. I know there's more that I want to accomplish. And I have all these ideas and I just need someone to help me weed some ideas out and help me to get on a clear path that's aligned with my strengths, aligned with my priorities, and aligned with my energy. That's what we're going to do when we work together. But the first step before we work together is getting on a clarity call so we can really identify where you are, where you want to go. And then I will help you have a step-by-step plan on how you're going to get there. So until next time, remember, checking in with yourself isn't just self-care, it's self-leadership. So take that time to do that. And I'm believing in you always, and I will catch you on our next episode. Well, that's it, friends, for this remix moment. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me, and I hope that you are feeling inspired and ready to take on whatever comes your way. Remember, even small moments can lead to big changes. If this moment made a difference, be sure to subscribe, share with your fellow moms, and leave me a quick review. Seriously, it means the world to me to hear from you. And until next time, I am believing in you, and I will catch you in the next moment.